Happy Monday. Welcome to Melody Loves Death Metal. I don't really have anything planned for today. No collection updates or anything like that. I do have a bunch of stuff that I've gotten on pre order coming in this week, so that's nice. I'll be able to show off some of that stuff. And I also am probably going to record a review or two this week, especially one for heavy metallurgy. But I did get a tape in the mail this weekend. I couldn't pass it up. It's one that I've been wanting for a while, and I figured, $10, I can spare it right now. But a lot of people have been asking me, so I guess it'll be kind of just an off the cuff, like, hangout video today. A lot of people have been asking me how the job hunt's been going, how that stuff's been going. So the job hunt is going. I've had 6 interviews in the last 3 weeks. 2 of the jobs that I was interviewing for, I made to the second round, and then they messaged me and said that I didn't get it. For a third company, I'm currently on the second round, hoping I get an email today saying I move on to the final round because it's, I guess, 3 rounds. So the career that I'm in, the job interview process is incredibly annoying in that it's several rounds of interviews, sometimes ranging between 3 to 5 interviews before they finally give out a job offer. So it takes a while, but we're getting there. It's happening. I've been applying a lot. Been putting most of my free time into applying for jobs and updating my resume and tweaking things and doing all that meticulous, annoying thing. Also, I've just been trying to earn extra cash, sold my collection and stuff like that. Trying to make it so that way we're not in a dire situation. So far, it's not to that point, but if this goes a little bit longer, you might see me on here being like, hey, can you subscribe to my channel? I've got Super Chat on, doing all that stuff that the YouTubers do. But this weekend I got in a tape from Gurgling Gore off of his distro. He's been getting tons of awesome stuff in lately. He just got a huge distro drop from Extreme Music in, so definitely go check that out. CDs, tapes, vinyls, everything. But he got one in, and I saw it, and it's been on their website for a while in regards to who originally pressed it, but the new Nithing tape from Agonal Hymns. So this was Lifeless Chasm's pressing of it. And Lifeless Chasm still has it available on their site, at least from what I checked last. And I've been getting back into the tape stuff because that's pretty much most of my collection now are my tapes. I have a lot of them. So I figured I'll snag this. Extra $10, it's not too bad. It's bad when you start buying in bulk and then that starts to add up. So Lifeless Chasm is an awesome tape distro slash tape label. They press their tapes and they also distro tapes. And I've shown them off several times in the past. I think Artificial Brain was some of them that I've shown off on here. And I can't remember the other ones. But this was one of my all-time favorite albums last year. I have the CD as well. It came out on, what was this label again? New Standard Elite. So this is the absolute most brutal death metal I have ever heard. It is just absolutely insane. I've talked about this so many times on this channel, but I wanted to show off the tape because the tape is pretty cool. There is the guy himself, Matt Kilner. It is a one-man brutal death metal project. Matt is a phenomenal drummer, just absolutely destroys your ears, but he's just so talented, super phenomenal. He is also in Gorgasm and Vitriol right now. He's a drummer of Vitriol, but he's done a couple of other bands too. I can't think of it. I didn't write notes for today, so but yeah, this is his first album that came out last year. So this is actually a statue that is now being sold. There's a copy of a statue of this that's now being sold. I think it's on his Bandcamp or whatever, which is pretty cool, but I love that album artwork. So yeah, Lifeless Chasm put out an awesome tape, and then I got it through the Gurgling Gore distro. And the tape itself, I think, is probably what my favorite part is. I love the tapes that have the printed stickers on them. And this sticker is so nice because it has the album artwork behind it. There's my cat. And then here's the other side. So, and it sounds really, really good. I mean, there's just a lot to say about this album. There's a lot going on, and it's a lot of stuff that you may not hear when you're listening to it on your stereo. Definitely worthy of an earphone listen because there's so much variance in the mix that you hear, like between the guitars and stuff, but the drumming is obviously what stands out is super spectacular. Oh, and here's the spine. I forgot to show you the spine. But yeah, so I picked this up because I really wanted it in my collection, and I already had the CD, and then they pressed a vinyl record that sold out in like 10 minutes. It was limited, very limited. I think it was limited to like 85 copies. And I've seen that they might reissue a pressing of that hopefully soon. If they do, that might be like the one exception where I actually try and get the record. But right now I'm not buying vinyl records. But yeah, he's such a phenomenal drummer. If you follow him on social media, I highly advise you do that because he posts reels on Instagram. I don't know if he's on TikTok, but he probably is. But just simply incredible drummer, and I think that's what really stands out. But this is like the most brutal death metal that I've heard in a very long time. Very, very brutal, very assaulting on your ears. Like, it makes you exhausted, I'm not gonna lie. So if it's not the style of music that you like, I would not advise listening to this. But if you're into the brutal death metal sound, just the really, really like gurgly, growls and like just so super fast, aggressive, chunky, beefy, all of those things, you'll really, really enjoy this album. So this was like a must-have in my collection. Probably my favorite tape right now. I have a bunch of tapes in my collection, and some of them are my favorite that I absolutely just told myself I'm never going to sell, never going to get rid of, because, well, one, I won't make much money off of them, and two, they just look awesome, they sound awesome, the whole entire like pressing of it and like what you get when you buy the product, it's just a really, really well put together product. This is definitely one of those things, and that's something that I generally look into when I'm buying a physical release, is how well is the product that you're getting, like the overall layout and the artwork and just the tape itself, the vinyl, all that stuff. Like that's definitely stuff that I look into and really enjoy when it's done well, and this is definitely one of those. So I wish I could like sample this music, but I don't want to deal with the copyright. When I'm streaming my stuff on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I say not monetized, and then copyright's not an issue unless somebody's really a dick and they're like, no, take it down even though you're not getting monetized. That's only happened once, but not recently, but in the past on my channel. But for the most part, the copyright stuff is easy when I just don't monetize it. They do offer to share monetization if I want to share my, like that with the label or whoever has claimed it as copyright, but I've just been like, nah, I'm not going to monetize. I don't want to deal with all that shit. So, but the streams are coming along. I've put up 4 streams in the last 2 weeks. There's Necrotum, there was Crypticus and Cropsy Maniac. There was, last week was Godematize and shit, I'm blanking. Yeah, they're up, and they're doing well. And this week I've got a couple more coming up on Tuesdays and Thursday next week. So I have about probably a month or two's worth of promotional streams that I'll be doing on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I'm still open into that. So please email me. Email will be in the description if you want me to promote your label or your bands, as long as it's completely signed off and okay with your label. Because, I don't want you to want to post it and then them come after me being like, why do you have this on your channel? We didn't approve this. But so far that hasn't happened yet. So definitely go back and listen to those streams. They're meant to just listen to. It's nothing to watch. So if you're working, if you're cleaning, if you're driving, and you have YouTube Premium, you can turn off your screen and still have the sound. Definitely do that. It's worth it. And I've been enjoying this. It's been cool. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all that I have today. Just kind of kicking off the Monday today with just a random showing off a new tape that I got into my collection. Go to Lifeless Chasm. They're an awesome tape distro and label. Gurgling Gore as well. And check out Nithing. If you haven't yet, I've talked about this so many times on here. This is like the 3rd or 4th time I've brought this up on this channel and shown off some sort of a physical media of it. Just if you're a brutal death metal fan, you're gonna absolutely love it. If you're new to brutal death metal, if it's not really your thing, I would just say listen to it and see what you think before you completely write it off. Give it a chance. But it's just, this is unique. It's something that I don't have a lot of in my collection, and it's something that I was surprised that I loved as much as I did. Damn, my cat is just all over the place right now. There she goes. She's gonna knock over those tapes that are sitting on top of my tape deck, I bet. Yeah, so this is why I don't leave my records out anymore, the ones that I still have, because she will lay on top of them and be a typical cat. She's gonna knock them over. If she does, I'll put the video in. But anyway, happy Monday. A lot of stuff coming the next couple weeks. Again, another band stream tomorrow. I've got a regular collection update coming this week. Doing probably 2 reviews because there's been stuff that's been coming out that I want to talk about. And then hopefully I'll get somebody on their channel that I'll be having like a stream hangout sesh someday. I just need to plan it. Everybody's busy. It's been tough, and I can only really record during the week because the weekends are so stacked with all of my family shit going on. I have 2 kids, so it's tough. Weekends are tough. So that's all I have. I will see you guys in the next one.